I'm Jen.
And I'm Craig.
And this is the Knot Project. And it is freezing cold, like literally freezing in Texas. And so we thought we would show you that we actually do get cold down here, and cold enough for a fire. This is our fireplace that is not usually lit most of the year, but we really do enjoy it when it can be lit, and enjoy staying inside and not in the freezing cold.
Yep, the 5 times we get to use it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So we are starting a new series, and I just have to give a shout out because these glasses, I think I should wear these out more often. These glasses started the whole series. Do you want to wear them?
No.
I think you should just put them on real quick. These glasses started this whole thing. My friend Cindy Baltima just launched a new Bible study. See, they're so you. Launched a new Bible study called Live Full, Walk Free. And she sent these glasses to the launch team. And they are grace-colored glasses. And I was thinking when I saw them and put them on and how everything looked rosy, how much it would benefit our marriage to, if we looked at each other with grace-colored glasses, right? Because it is easy to see all the faults and to look and act more like karma than grace. So we're going to start talking about grace the next few weeks. Okay, you can take them off now.
Thank you.
But they're growing on you, aren't
Ouch. Yep.
they? Okay, so that is our series. Is your marriage operating out of grace or out of karma? So karma is the dogma about you get what you deserve, whether that's good or whether that's bad, which is in direct opposition to what grace is. That's you.
Okay. So, if you guys remember, we started that book study that we didn't finish, but I'm still reading the book, The Meaning of Marriage. And Tim and Kathy Keller talk about how the institution of marriage in a Christian context is used by God to help us help each other become the person that God has designed us to be. And one of the aspects of marriage that allows that to happen is the use of grace, because as you work towards becoming that person that God's designed you to be, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to say things, you're going to do things that you wish you hadn't, that you shouldn't do. And your spouse there needs to be that environment of reconciliation and forgiveness, which extends out of grace, in order for that growth to happen. And the relationship would not survive that journey without that environment. So it's a very important aspect to your marriage and to your relationship, is to be able to have that grace be present. First of all, realizing that the reason why we even have our Christian faith is from grace and grace alone. You know, God sending Jesus submitting himself to that journey and submitting himself as a sacrifice. Nothing we did, nothing we can do can pay for that, and that is the ultimate extension of grace. And the marriage is built kind of on top of that foundation. So,
yeah, for me, and maybe some of you, I have wrestled for a really long time with what grace is, and it was more theory for me than practical. And I've really had to learn some practical, tangible ways to walk out grace, because if in the story of the prodigal son, I was the older brother and would definitely, without a doubt, gone to my father and said, what? How can you love him? How can you treat him? How can you give him all this stuff when I have worked and hard for you all this time? I never tried to stray away. I never abandoned you. And then, here you are killing the fatted calf for this man who wanted his inheritance early. And and so we talk about that in our book, Pure Eye, Clean Heart, when we were wrestling with Craig's porn addiction. And so I feel like that, talk about God using sin to make you into the person that he called you to be. Did I say that right? Using sin. Yeah, God redeems everything, right? And he can, whatever Satan means for harm, God intends for good. And so not only did God bring Craig's porn addiction up in our marriage to help Craig find freedom, but it helped me find freedom because I was this judgmental, you know what, right? Trying to keep score and dishing out things based on what Craig did or didn't do, if it was good or bad. If he did something bad, I was going to give him more bad. If he did something good, then okay, then he's safe to love and care for and to, you know, for me to be a good partner. And that is karma. Even though I have been a professed Christian since 6th grade, I lived a lot of my life based on the rules of karma and not grace. So I didn't even think about that, but yeah. Okay, so what we want to be really clear about is in Romans 6:1, Paul says, here we have this wonderful grace, so that means we can keep on sinning, right? No, and then he says, no, that is not, sin is, by definition, is separation from God. So God wants us to be in harmony with him as much as possible, and he knows that sin is going to cause us to be farther away. And so Paul is saying, no, don't keep on sinning just so that you can get more grace. And so we want to say to you, if this grace is not a permission to keep hurting your partner or to keep sinning and doing things that you know that are not fruitful for your life. But in a marriage, when you do mess up, it is so important, even if it's the same sin, because things like porn addiction, really hard to kick. But even when in the hard things, especially in the hard thing, that's when we need to have the most grace. So we want to invite you guys to journey along with us as we come before you and dish out all of our times where we really needed to show grace to each other, how we've overcame very specific situations in our life like porn addiction. We're also going to be talking about how do you have grace when your partner struggles with anxiety. I don't even know what else yet, but I'm sure God will let us know. So anyway, we really hope that you will join us, and we're trying to keep these videos short, so we know that there's tons about grace that we haven't covered, but stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.
And thanks for the glasses, Cindy.
Yes, thanks for the glasses. So, I forgot one more thing. So what we want to do is leave you with a question for you to ponder this week. In your marriage, do you operate on the dogma of karma or the dogma of grace? Is there a dogma of grace? Is that right?
Just karma or grace.
Yeah, karma or grace in your marriage. All right, take care. Bye.